Welcome back to Pantheon Grappling. Last week we saw a world first submission only grappling main event with Brad Pickett and Paul Reed. And a co-main event featuring Dean Garnett versus Danny Sturr. Both of these bouts were fought under the Pantheon submission striking rule set. This week we go to the no-gi submission grappling rule set. The first of our two scheduled no-gi main events is an 82kg bout between Lloyd Cooper and John Mafflin. We hand over to our commentators Matt Side at Stylus in Leeds.
Myself, Daniel Strauss, joined by Fred Greenall.
Good
and
evening.
The one and only Smiler. How you guys doing?
We're loving it, mate. We're loving it. Excited by the main events now.
Double guard pull here. What can I say?
Well, we've got Lloyd Cooper, the Yorkshire Gripper. Most people in the UK would know him. And here against him is John Mafflin, who is actually the head coach of BJJ for the Royal Air Force. You'll see his nice little rash guard there.
There's an interesting fact about John Mafflin. I believe he is essentially the only professional grappler in the country. You're probably wondering what I mean by that.
Oh.
I mean that he gets paid to train jiu-jitsu.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
he's
so
sponsored by the Air Force.
Right, so they pay him his salary
They
just
pay him
to
a
do
salary
this.
just to do jiu-jitsu. He is a professional athlete. The rest of us, mere mortals, getting out of a heel hook attempt there. The rest of us have to, fight and get paid and teach seminars and classes and privates, but John just focuses on
solely on training.
Solely on training, exactly.
Some of us
pretty
have
cool.
to pay to do jiu-jitsu.
So if the Air Force is out there, they're looking for another athlete to pay a salary to train for, I am available.
I'm sure they've got their satellites honed in on him right now.
Well, to be fair, they're probably listening to this
I wouldn't be surprised.
because they'll be watching his fight, right?
Right.
Hit me up, guys. Hit me up. I'll take it. The Air Force,
Army.
Army.
You don't care.
I don't care.
Funnily enough, actually, we've got quite a few Royal Marines training at Scramble Academy, and there've been no offers of salaries from Her Majesty's government for me. So,
well, you've got to put it out there. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
that's true. So Lloyd Cooper with an attempt at a back step there, just sitting quite heavy on his legs because obviously both these boys have been going for those heel countries.
Yeah, Lloyd Cooper is known as a very, very aggressive footlock specialist here. He's tied up a leg here, but John very, very wary of all of this. John trains at CRA, so he trains with Ash Williams. Ash is one of the top grapplers and is very wary of all the leg lock stuff. So, however, Lloyd's got that ankle. Yes. John's got to get that knee past the line, otherwise this is going to be over.
I don't think he can quite get
You
a grip
can just
on
see
that
the
heel.
heel. Yeah, he can't get out there. He's switching this now. He's going to try and switch this to the other side, but he's got that knee past the line. But you can expect to see multiple attempts, just one after the other from Lloyd, attempting to latch onto the legs. He's in the steamer lock.
Lloyd just straightens his leg there very
Lloyd
casually.
kind of looked at him, almost embarrassed for him. Oh, how dare you attempt to footlock me here? But it can happen.
I hope that we have a repeat of the kind of special sporting moment that you had against AJ where you threw his mouth guard at him.
Yep. Does Lloyd have a mouth
No,
guard?
he doesn't, but he's got one of these nasal strips on his nose.
Oh, peel the nasal strip.
Yeah, I hope John peels it off. That'd be entertainment value. I don't think Lloyd would take kindly to it, but definitely.
The nasal strip helps you breathe.
That's right.
I've actually worn them in fights myself, so it's a strategic advantage he's looking for there.
Both of these gentlemen very comfortable on the bottom, very comfortable hunting for those leg locks, and from what I can see, fully understanding how to escape them as well. So,
yeah, Lloyd is definitely getting the better of these entries though. So, if I was John, I wouldn't look to engage in the leg lock battle here. But I'm not John. Are we going to find out whether he does choose to engage in that battle or not?
So Lloyd has actually got a really solid position here. So it's like butterfly half or like false reap. John's trying to get that foot back on the outside. I think Lloyd's going to try and get it back inside. And his right leg there is kind of hooking around John's shin, so it's actually really hard for John to sprawl back and kind of put his hips in which is obviously going to leave Lloyd with loads of space to go for his inversions or...
There we go, John going for a leg lock of his own here. Not really able to fully secure that position. There we go. He's trading. This is the risk that you have when you trade leg locks. It can sometimes just be a case of who's better at them. It's not necessarily who's got the better jiu-jitsu, because you're not trading jiu-jitsu, you're just trading leg locks.
You see they're both trying to keep their legs in the middle, right?
Yep.
Which is what's going to allow them the kind of best ability to attack and defend, actually. But John's going for that steam lock again. I just don't think Lloyd's going to fall for that kind of stuff. Oh, nice.
Now just a mess of legs and limbs and all sorts of places.
Keep
If I'm
total entanglement.
quite honest with you, I can't tell whose legs is who. If I was in that position, there's as much chance that I'd footlock myself as I would footlock my opponent.
Luckily for us, these two boys are seasoned. Leg lock.
And they know whose leg's
Right,
whose.
yeah.
That's my own leg.
Like a dog chasing his own tail.
Oh, nice. Lloyd's in quite deep there.
Very nice early escapes, and this is what's important. Every time Lloyd goes for that footlock, John's just got at the right angle of the heel that it
just
pops
slips
off.
his knee out.
Makes it
Not by
slip.
much, though, honestly.
The heel's slipping off every time.
Yeah. I mean, he might just be one of those really annoying guys who've got very small heels.
He's going again.
Oh, this
it
time
looks
looks
like
better.
Does he
he's
have
got
it that time?
He seems very calm still.
Switching.
But actually, John's knee is on the floor, which makes it less bad. He's sitting back for a 411 entry of his own there. Yeah, Lloyd just didn't quite manage to shelve John's knee on his own, inside of his own thigh, which would have, isolated that knee and made it a lot nastier, a lot talkier. But
Lloyd's definitely had the far more success with these entries so far.
100%.
I'd like to see John attempt to pass the guard and see if he can work to a more dominant position here.
Yeah. I mean, I've fought Lloyd before, and I don't know if John can pass his guard,
Very tricky.
Yeah, he's got very tricky
Short,
guard.
stocky legs, flexible, mobile, and threatening as well. There we go. He's in a nice position. They're doing now in a leg drag position. Lloyd's shooting his arm through to stop him from being able to pull that leg out.
Yeah. Might potentially be going for a calf crush, but I think he's abandoned it to come on
Nice
top.
back step now. And okay, let's see what Lloyd can do from top position now.
So we've got 3 minutes left.
Attempt by John this time.
Yeah.
But
Not a
just
bad one either, but
not quite able to get deep into these positions as Lloyd is.
they're both laughing at each
He's
other.
having
though.
fun with each other. Keeping it playful. Twisting footlock attempt here, but so easy to roll out of that.
It's nice to see these two boys enjoying themselves.
Always.
Oh.
This is probably the best attempt that John's had. Really, the first time that he's forced Lloyd to actually work hard to escape that position.
Yeah.
And
I mean, they
it
started
looks like he's starting to pick up some momentum of his own, but just as he does that, Lloyd gets into his own position and looking to expose the ankle now.
This is a strange position because
Looks like Lloyd's about to try and attack it. She's going for a straight foot.
Yeah.
No, it's escaped out.
9 seconds, Lloyd.
A minute and a half left of this match, and the longer a match goes on, the harder it is to get the leg lock. As I say that, these attempts just seem a lot more convincing than the attempts that John's having.
I think so too.
He's got that heel.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, tap there.
Finally, he makes something stick.
Yeah. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you our winner tonight in the co-main grappling event, the Yorkshire Gripper Lloyd Cooper.
Firstly, congratulations. It was a long, tough match. John seemed really clued in with the leg lock stuff. You know, you just continually entering them. All of your attempts seemed just a little bit more convincing, and finally you made it stick, which is actually quite difficult to do longer in the match, and it starts to get sweaty. How do you feel about it?
It was good. I knew coming in he was going to have good awareness of the leg game. And early on, I felt he had good heel awareness. So all the way through, it just worked to expose the heel more.
Yeah, so the interesting thing, you didn't really adjust the game. Most people in that situation where the entry's not working would look to adjust it. And you kept on throwing the same stuff at him, but it managed to work. Is that pretty standard?
The secret is I'm a white belt in every other position other than heel hook, so when that's all you've got, you have to throw it.
Fair enough. Congratulations anyway.
Thanks.
Welcome back to Pantheon Grappling, live from Stylus in Leeds. In our final bout tonight, we see Ross Nicholls take on Kamil Wilk. We join our commentators Daniel Strauss, Smiler and Fred Greenall, calling the action mat side.
We are here at Pantheon Grappling for our main grappling event between Ross Nicholls and Kamil Wilk. I am Daniel Strauss. I'm joined by Fred Greenall and Smiler.
Hello. Looking forward to this one.
Good evening, everyone.
Another double guard pull, 2 double guard pulls in a row.
I think we might see a few leg attempts on this.
Oh yeah, so here we've got actually 2 athletes who were originally scheduled to compete against different opponents.
That's right.
Camille was meant to be fighting Ashley Williams, and Ross was meant to be fighting Brad Hill. Brad Hill out with the flu, and Ash Williams out with an injury. So they just thought it would make sense. They just put them all together.
And you know, well done, Kamil, because I know he's stepped up a weight class here, I believe.
Yeah, Ross is going to have a pretty significant weight advantage, about 5 kilos or so, about a stone.
It's a fair bit in
But
grappling,
both leg lockers, you know. So we'll probably see.
Yeah, it might not make that much difference, right? If there's not that much top pressure,
Yeah.
we'll see. The longer limbs, however.
I told him about getting rid of those wrist straps earlier.
Never use wrist straps of any kind, right, Dan?
I'm trying to work out if there's some sort of joke in there. But
No, just
think
because you're so good at lifting heavy things.
Yeah, I don't use any wrist straps.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I used to. I found my wrists were weaker when I did.
Thought Fred was getting kinky, maybe.
Yeah, I was kind of didn't know where he was going with that. Kamil a few times now looking to attack a guillotine position, which always gets me very excited.
Does sound like it so far tonight. You love a good guillotine.
Oh, I love a good guillotine.
Who doesn't though?
You should tour the country teaching people how to do it.
Good idea, actually.
He's onto something there.
Put a pin in that.
So both of these guys are just feeling each other out. Not much in the way of leg lock attempts, but they're just seeing.
They're trying to get a measure of the other person.
I think so.
Trying to see who's got the legs for it.
Yeah.
They're both definitely, very high-level guys, and you can just see the way that they're positioning their legs. They're just expecting it. But I mean, I know Ross can turn it on. I watched him on a different promotion, and I think he went like 20 or 30 minutes with somebody else.
Yeah,
He just
good
doesn't
goal.
get tired. I mean,
Yeah, when he trains, he just goes continuously. He takes no breaks. Which is pretty much the opposite to my style of training. Factor in as many breaks as possible. Yeah, Ross is attempting to step on the inside, and I imagine back step into the leg lock position. But
Camille's done a really good job of just controlling that inside space at the minute.
well, he's a guy who's very clued into this stuff.
Yeah.
He's an accomplished grappler in his own right. So probably the underdog here, but it's not going to be by much. It's not going to be a walk in the park for Ross.
No.
And to be honest with you, I think that he's going to generally have a harder time with a against another leg locker
That's
than
right.
he is going to have against someone who plays a more varied game,
Yeah,
such
definitely.
as Brad Hill.
Yeah.
3 minutes in, and not a single leg lock attempt, but generally when Ross goes for the leg, it tends to stick. He doesn't throw too many attempts that don't work. Almost well past the half guard there for Ross. Kamil doing a great job of getting back into the butterfly guard position.
Now you see the difference there. Earlier we had a couple of matches where the person on the bottom was overhooking an arm.
Yes.
And when Kamil overhooked Ross's arm, Ross did not put the hand on the floor.
Yep. Ross deciding he's going to have a little bit more success attempting to attack from underneath instead of on top now. He gave it a go. At some point, I imagine if he doesn't get the sub in a few minutes, he's going to go, you know what, Kamil? I did my turn on top. It's time for you to go on top, and let's see what you've got.
Definitely. He's definitely trying that back step to his left, but Camille's
way ahead of it, yeah.
He's just not having it.
Here we go, he's looking for it now. Here we go, Ross is into the position. He's got that near a good position. Switching to the other leg now. Kamil knows he's in trouble. He's trying to pull that leg past the line, does it successfully.
Ladies and gents, let's encourage these young men to tear each other's legs off.
You know, first attempt really for any submission by Ross from either of the athletes was by Ross there. Didn't look very deep. Kamil looked very composed in escaping from that position, but expect very, very similar. Ross attacking one leg, switching to the other leg, keeping you guessing which one you need to be defending against. He's going to try and do a little bit of pressure passing now, looking at a knee through position. See that chin strap on the jaw there is a great way of being able to control the head and possibly set up a guillotine to force the opponent to bail on the attack. Ross looking to drop that leg in the back step blind there without even taking the inside position.
Yeah, I was just thinking he was just almost hoping to fall into it, wasn't he? But I don't think Kamil's going to move that way. I don't think he's going to make that mistake. I think he was hoping for Kamil to like shrimp away.
Ross aggressively trying to step in on the inside there, but to no avail. Kamil's just
crosses his legs and just stops it, doesn't he?
You know, this is the thing that happens. You know, Ross had an excellent year last year here. He's finally sat into the position, switching the butterfly now,
Very nice.
taking that top position. Now, this is something that Kamil wouldn't have been expecting. It's for Ross to be attacking the upper body, but of course, you know, he's a black belt. He can do everything, just prefers to attack the legs. Potential far side armbar here.
My. Yeah. I mean, Ross is very comfortable here. Let's see if he inverts
He's
for
going to
this.
switch to an
and turns it into
armbar.
an
He's
armbar,
definitely
yeah.
going to attempt it. This is what I like to see. The leg locks weren't working halfway through the match. Let's switch for an arm and try and take that home with us. Looking to free his legs out of
I'm sure they
position.
appreciate your advice here. Come on, help them out.
Oh, he manages to slide that arm out there. And now Ross is on his back, so it's Kamil's turn now. Let's see what he can do. Ross has a very nice butterfly guard. Look for him to use this to threaten the sweeps and use those entries to try and attack the legs. 3 minutes left of the match. This could well go the distance here. You know, one of the problems with, I was saying before, Ross had a great year last year. He really broke out, and the problem with that is everyone knows your game and everyone knows your jiu-jitsu, so it becomes harder to do everything once people know what you're trying to do.
100%. We've actually been teaching the Ross Nicholls butterfly half 411 entry, you know.
Yeah, and then people are learning. They're actually able to more successfully train specifically against your game.
Definitely.
Now this is a relatively last minute. I think this is a very last minute replacement here.
Thursday.
So yeah, exactly. This is a number of days. So
well
whilst
done
I don't believe that Kamil has had time to train, the advantage Kamil had is he already had a game that was very suited to defending against Ross's. Ross is passing the guard now. This is very nice. He's going to probably look to attack that far side underhook yet again.
He seems very, very intent on that, doesn't he? That seems to be his thing.
Oh, looking to potentially switch to a north-south choke there. Pretty low percentage as it goes as a submission. It's nice to see Ross attacking the upper body a little bit more. This is what I like. This is someone who has he prefers leg locks, but he actually has the ability to attack all parts of the body. So,
that's such a shame that they were on the edge of the mat there.
They can't restart that in the same position.
We'll see.
Trying to study it,
they can't. You know, I think Ross jumped into that position whilst they were already off the mat.
I think so.
Right.
It's a
very
shame though,
frustrating.
because it was,
a
good entry.
A deep entry, yeah. But if he could get it once, he should be able to get it again.
Certainly, yeah.
2 minutes left of this. You know, I do feel that Kamil has had 0 attempts of his own for any sort of leg entries. This is very much a match where he's looking to survive against one of the country's best. Not really having a moment to actually worry about his own attacks here. Purely looking to survive. And at the moment, doing a very, very good job of it, which is, but it is impressive. But I can't see Kamil catching a submission at this point. Kamil looking to overhook that arm. 1 minute left of the match. You know, Ross is going to have to pull out something pretty special, which he absolutely has the ability to do. You know, this is the one thing about Ross. He is a nice, mild-mannered. He's a pleasant fellow. But let me tell you, he has when he catches onto a sub, he's vicious.
Killer.
He's vicious.
Yeah.
You know, you don't let the smile fool you. He is a nasty person.
People say that about me as well.
Bad person, yeah. Man.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say it about you, Smiler. Damn.
The name Smiler is ironic in this case.
Now look, he's passed again. I think that's the third time.
He's going to look to attack an armbar now.
Yeah.
Right? He's eyeing up those legs. He's eyeing up that leg. He's going to sit through to it, switching the knee on stomach. He's just going for desperation moves now. Why not? He's got 10 seconds left of the match.
And Kamil just
absolutely dominant. But the question is, can he take this in the last 5 seconds?
He wants it so badly. Wow, what an inspiration. Oh, we're in. Do you know what? He might have had that with another 10 seconds.
Yeah, a bit to go. Unfortunate.
Ladies and gents, our main event grappling match of the evening is declared a draw.
How do you feel the match went?
Disappointed I didn't get the sub. It took me a long time to break down, particularly against high-level grapplers like that. You've got to attack and attack and attack, and then at the end, the entry started to become a little bit deeper every time I went for another one. Disappointed I didn't get the finish.
Top opponent, he's number 5 in the world, and a few kilograms more heavy than me. So it was a pleasure. Thank you guys for coming. And see you next time.